I am Richard Schertzer of the Nocturnal, and I have Ryan Braund.
Braund, yeah.
Yeah, with me. He's the brain behind Absolute Denial. And I'll just start right now. How did you get started as a filmmaker, brother?
So I've been making films since I was probably around 16, 15 or 16. And they were all mostly just animated films just made in my bedroom. Because I always had these, really big ideas, um, which were just unachievable live action because of, no money, no resources, no team. So I'd always do animation. And surprisingly, they some of them did quite well. And then I went on to go study TV and film at university. But I'd always wanted to make a feature film. It'd always been my end goal. So yeah, so I decided to quit the job I had at the time. This is after university, and I used the money I had just to make an animated feature off my own back. So it took about a year, but that was a year like non-stop. The animating process itself was 9 months, and that was 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was pretty crazy.
So who's and I assume you outsourced the animation?
No, no, I did it all.
Oh, you did it all yourself?
Yeah, yeah. It was all on a very, really, really crap um, iPad, like a very old iPad, like fourth generation, I think, and a stylus. Now I've got like a proper, a new iPad, Apple Pencil, and everything, which is so much easier. But yeah, it was just a really crap iPad. Um, and then I edited it all on my MacBook, on my old MacBook. So that was yeah, it was all me, and it was 30. It ended up being about 30,000 individual drawings, all hand drawn. It was a lot, yeah. It was a really uh, unhealthy process.
So who are your greatest inspirations in the film industry?
Um, I mean, there's quite a few from both live action and animation backgrounds. In terms of animation, I'd say um, Satoshi Kon is pretty amazing. He's the director of Paprika and Tokyo Godfathers, Perfect Blue, all Japanese animated feature films, and they're unbelievable. Um, they're they're amazing because they're not. I love Japanese animation because it's not stereotypically family friendly animated films. It's made for mature audiences. And Satoshi Kon's films, they're really well written, really sophisticated. Um, so yeah, he's one of the influences, and also Sylvain Chomet, French director and animator. His films are just all hand drawn, and they're absolutely beautiful. Live action filmmakers, I'd have to say, David Fincher, I think, is consistently amazing. Like I think everything he touches is just gold. Love, Death, and Robots specifically is just incredible. I think. Um, I'm a massive fan of Christopher Nolan. I mean, who isn't? Like, yeah, he's. I mean, that sci-fi and um, yeah, sci-fi blockbuster is kind of my wheelhouse. So he's definitely a big inspiration to me.
All right. So where, where did you get this inspiration to make the film Absolute Denial?
Um, oh, I think it was from. I mean, I was doing some research into AI for some reason. I can't remember why. I think I was actually looking for a topic to make a fairly simple um, film from, and I came across this a forum online. I think it's called lesswrong.com, and it's full of very intelligent people discussing computer, AI and computer programming and coding and all this stuff that's way over my head. Um, but there was a theory that, you know, if you built a supercomputer and built it within a confined space and gave it no access to the outside world, that it would be able to break out simply by social engineering and hacking the brain of someone that it could interact with, which I thought was really interesting. So I started to explore that idea.
Hmm. So do you have any upcoming projects?
Mm. Yeah, we've actually just secured development funds for my next feature, which I'm writing right now at the Curious Studios in the UK. It's co-produced by the Curious, and the lead producer is Chris Hees again. He worked with me on the at the very end of Absolute Denial. He helped me get distribution. He's a BAFTA winning, Oscar nominated producer for animation. He's a great guy. So yeah, we've been pitching and we secured some money for development. So I'll be writing for the next 10 months. Well, writing and yeah, doing some test shots and concept art, that kind of thing. And it's going to be a similar style to Absolute Denial, but because we have more money and more time, it's going to be a lot more detailed. And yeah, it's just going to be better in every aspect, really. So it's another sci-fi. I'm going for quite a big. I wouldn't say blockbuster because it's not going to be. It's probably not going to be released at cinemas. I don't know, but I'm going for a sci-fi blockbuster feel. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So what do you enjoy most about your work?
Um, I mean, it's filmmaking is just my. It's really just my outlet. It's my way of expressing myself. Like I'm not a big talker. Um, and I've always just had this need to create something, and it's always been film. Partly because when I was young, we had me and my family used to have film nights, and it was always like a big event. You know, we'd get nice food, would make the environment really cozy, and would just sort of escape into an awesome film for 2 hours. And I wanted to recreate that feeling for other people. So it's all I've always loved film, and I wanted to always wanted to make film. Um, so yeah, I think just having that creative outlet really is what I need. Um, and I'm not sure if I will ever be someone make who could direct someone else's script. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't found the right script yet, but for me, it's really just a way to express myself. Um, and it's just an amazing process, especially with animation. Seeing a film come together, you know, shot by shot, scene by scene. It's you really understand the meaning behind the phrase movie magic, because it just an individual drawing, a character design comes to life, and it's just incredible.
But what do you enjoy the least about it?
The amount of money that it takes. Like I was saying to Chris, that my producer, the other day, that you know it's almost a bit of a burden wanting to be a filmmaker, because if you just wanted to write, or if you just wanted to draw or paint, you know, you could buy the materials and just do it like for next to nothing, and you could do it easily.
Yeah.
But wanting to be a filmmaker is annoying because film just requires tons of money, and there's no getting away from that, really. Even Absolute Denial, even though I made it on a super micro budget with my own money, it still costs a lot to me as an individual, because to release a film, you have to pay for insurance and legal fees and you know, DCP creation, all these little post things, you know, post production elements, and it is inevitable. You can't get away from it. So that's yeah, fundraising. I hate fundraising.
So where do you hope your career will be in the next 5 to 10 years?
Honestly, I would be happy. Of course, I'd be happy to be making bigger films, um, like big studio films with large budgets. But honestly, I'd be equally as happy just making, like, continuing to make my own films on micro budgets, uh, and just making a living off that. You know, as long as I can just make films for a living, I'm happy.
And what advice do you have for other filmmakers?
Um, I'd say don't keep chasing the money. Don't keep running through, jumping through hoops and looking for funding. Like if there is, it's so easy to make a film these days, even animated. You know, it's getting easier, especially with AI. And just do it. Just make something, and don't spend so long making shorts either. Like if you want to make a feature film, just start trying to make a feature film. Because I mean, I know a couple of people who have made amazing short films that have done really really well, and then they go on to make a feature and it sucks because they've never done it before. Like it's a completely different beast. Like if you want to make features, just make one. Just start making them. I mean, the first one's gonna suck probably, but at least you're learning how to do it. You know.
All right. Well, Ryan Braun, thank you for your time, brother. I appreciate you.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Richard.